Now in Lua, in order to utilize a module, we basically just have to have a Lua file that returns a table that exposes what we want to expose from that module. There's a couple of different ways to do this, but the way that I prefer to do it is to define what's going to be exposed from that module at the end. So we already have our calorie counter demo file. What I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to get rid of this demo code that we had in here. In fact, we're going to go ahead and save this. We're going to utilize this in a little bit here as we call it from a different file. But at the end, I'm going to define a table that we're going to return. So we're going to return, and we're basically defining a table right here, and we're going to say calorie counter is equal to calorie counter. That's basically just going to put this table in the anonymous table that we're returning. We're going to do the same thing with health monitor. So now what's going to happen is if we return this table from this, what's going to be a module, the instance that's returned, this table is going to have access to calorie monitor. The instance is going to have access to calorie counter and health monitor. So now let's go ahead and create a new file, and we'll call this one using modules demo. So we'll create a using modules demo.lua. And inside here, we can utilize our module. So we're going to declare a variable to hold our module instance. So we're going to do local health equals require. This is what we use to load up a module, and then we're going to say the name of it, which is calorie counter demo. This is just the name of the Lua file without the .lua. And Lua is going to search and try to find this in our directory to see if there's a module that has this name. If it finds it, it's going to load it up. It's basically going to execute it and expect that it returns a table, and then it's going to assign the table to whatever we've specified here. So this allows us to get that module. This works a lot like if you've used modules in JavaScript using JSRequire or something like that. It's a very similar concept. So then the other thing we're going to do is let's create an instance of health monitor that we can access. So we're going to say health monitor is equal to health monitor. Remember, health monitor is going to be in that table. When we defined our table, we said, okay, health monitor is the key, and then the value will be this health monitor table, a table within a table. Here we're just making it a little bit easier for our syntax when we actually create our code so that we can just use health monitor just like a class. So then let's go ahead and add our code. I'm just going to add the same code that we had earlier. I'm just going to paste this right in here. So now we're going to create an instance of health monitor, set our goal, set our step, and we should expect to get the same results as we did before. So I'm going to go ahead and run this. And now you can see we're getting the exact results that we had gotten before, but now we've compartmentalized this. So we could basically use this calorie counter and this health monitor in other applications. It's now become a reusable component, a lot more like a class in other languages. So you could basically create different modules for each one of your classes, or maybe put multiple classes in a module. It's really up to you how you want to divide and organize this, but this is a pretty handy feature, especially if you're creating a large Lua program. It would get really complex and it'd be hard to reuse things if you didn't have this ability to create modules.